Hey, it's James speaking. We're live, trainingsites.io. When you opened your inbox today, you looked at your email, you went to your social media feeds, you watched some YouTube. What did you see? I'm betting it was all about AI. AI tool this, AI tool that, make money with AI here, save time with AI there. Everything that we do is now being consumed, at least for me anyway. And if you've been in the online space for a little while, I'm thinking you're probably in the same boat. It's easy to get overwhelmed with everything about AI, and it is an exciting time. There's something that happens every day. In fact, I do videos on it almost every day because there is so much cool stuff happening. Uh, but over the last couple days, something has happened for me personally about a couple of AI changes in the wind that have got me thinking a little bit differently about the real benefit of AI for us as business people and also personally. So what I want to do today is I want to introduce two words to you that you should maybe keep in the back of your mind over the next 6 months or next year to what I think the real benefit is to us business-wise and personal-wise. You go back to your inbox, you're going to find a lot of AI stuff, education tools, money-making ideas, techniques, all of this great stuff. And for the most part, at least the ones I receive, it's always about content. How do I create more content? How do I create better content? How do I curate content, summarize content? How do I repackage content? How do I take content from one form to another form? But all of this has always been, for me anyway, about content, creating content. And I'm not dissing creating content, there's real value there. You can use AI tools to do some really great stuff and open the doors to maybe things that you hadn't thought of before, present it in different ways, do it faster, quicker, a lot less money. You can earn money with it. This is all true. And in fact, the number of tools that have come out just in the 2 years for me, starting with ChatGPT, Claude 3.4, Notebook LM from Google, Perplexity from search engines, DeepSeek, Grok, all of these great tools or large language models that allow us to interface with all of this great information and bring it back in a format then we can use as course and content creators and educators. And again, this is cool stuff. I'm all on board for it. The next part of this has always been the interesting part for me because I find myself a little bit ahead of the curve. When I get into things like I've done a whole bunch of videos on AI Studio from Google where they have the multimodal AI where it can see what's in the camera, see my screen, listen to my voice, and transcribe the voice as a prompt. There's been things about taking text and actually turning it into video content. But again, those are all about content, and they're the move to what I guess all the techie people are excited about, this whole idea of agents or AI agents that can complete tasks from start to finish. And I think when we think of AI, that's what we're thinking of. We think of it in a business perspective of, just starting and saying, hey, do this, and it going through all of the steps to actually complete a task for us. And we're looking at it always about content and things that actually get done. Over the last 5 days, I've been playing around with the tool sesame.com, which is a voice conversation AI tool. And it was a voice presence. I've done a whole bunch of videos on those, and I'll make them available to you in the links below. And again, if you haven't joined my campus, it's trainingsites.io/join. That is my personally branded community, my campus where I keep all of my information, all of my videos, courses, everything about AI, starting building education businesses there. All of this kind of content has been here, and I ran into sesame.com. I put a whole bunch of videos that I did with it, and this is, I think, the missing link between these tasks and the interface of us as humans being able to converse with AI in a way that seems natural and a conversation and with the personality. Now, you may find sometimes the video cuts out. Unfortunately, I am not in the office today, and I'm filming on my webcam to the computer. If the bandwidth changes a little bit, it'll come back. My voice will stay here throughout this video. But this whole notion of being able to understand the tonality, the timbre, the pitch, understand the different volumes and or speed at which you're speaking, this connection of having a presence is changing the way that we interact with content, and especially because it's multimodal now in real time. This, I think, is the connecting link for us personally, is this voice interaction combined with all of these other things we're kind of used to now or have been inundated with. This is the real exciting part for us in a business sense and a personal sense. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos on these moving forward, but I just want you to kind of understand what I'm thinking about this, and maybe just open up your mind to what's possible. There's two words that I want you to consider. From a business perspective, the first word is mentorship. Mentorship. And what do I mean by that? Because of the amount of content that is being created and the quickness or the democratization of content creation, where there's not technical limits, there may not even be personal limits on creating valuable content with all of these great AI tools. We've got a flood of content and all sorts of varying opinions. And I think mentorship, or that conversation about which bit of information applies to me in my unique situation, is the value proposition for us as business people. I think the camera just went out for a sec there. You know, if I'm thinking about what I do in my business, I give away my content, but I charge for my time for my mentorship. I also have services about actually implementing all of this stuff for people who just don't have time or don't want to learn. But this ability to have a personal mentor from a business perspective, I think, is now open with a tool like Sesame, because what it does is it understands the emotional context and the purpose much better than us typing a prompt in. And our ability to get excited about things and not be excited about asking a question of a mentor that knows either all about our own content or content external to us, that having someone to talk to is a huge value. And this is where I think the excitement is your ability to hand off or allow this voice presence to do a lot of the work that maybe you didn't want to do or don't have the time to do. And it gives you the opportunity to be far more creative, which is where the exciting part is, if you're a content creator, and putting yourself in a position where you can actually, get to the point where you have a volume of content that a mentor, an AI mentor, can relate or interact with people. That is the really cool and exciting part. I don't think it's about content and focusing on creating content. The AI stuff, yes, it helps. Don't stop doing it, but think a little bit bigger and say, how can I organize my content, my story, my profile, my expertise in a way that I can have an agent work or interface with people personally. And I've gone through a whole bunch in some of the videos, a whole bunch of different kind of benefits to this, whether it's personalized learning or 24/7 learning, and having that mentor available to clarify things, to answer questions, specific questions that a learner may have or someone who's consuming your information. This is absolutely huge, and it's going to be here because Sesame now has some kind of interface that allows us to do that. So I pardon the camera cutting in and out. I'll try and end this here shortly. So that's the first thing, and I'll do some videos on this after. So just think of mentorship, not content creation, but mentorship. How do I position my content and myself to be able to mentor people on how they apply all of this great information that's being done? And we supplement our mentorship with AI. So that's kind of the next step, not completing a task to remove ourselves, but more allowing or organizing ourselves to have an assistant help us mentor the people that we're creating the content for. That's the first thing. The second one is non-business, and that's companionship. I know the Meta, the Ray-Ban glasses that came out, the new version came out yesterday, the Arius 2, I think it's called. That set of eyeglasses, my understanding from what I read in the releases, what it knows two things that are a little bit different. These are AI glasses, but they understand the location and the environment that you are in. So you now have a pair of glasses that know whether you're inside or outside, whether you're shopping or not shopping, whether you're at a restaurant or a sporting event. It knows where you are physically and your ability to talk to it and be able to converse now in a natural language with someone as a companion when you are out in the world. It's not about creating content, it's about actually interfacing with someone else. And I think this is a huge benefit kind of for business, and you'll see automations and things like that on the big, business to business one. But I'm thinking, like, I have family members who are on their own and elderly. These are people that maybe are shut-ins or not in a perspective to be able to communicate with people. And they're now going to have a companion that's with them all the time that they can talk to. This is a really exciting space, and it's going to happen very quickly. I know 5 days ago now, well, maybe it's a week ago, the 27th or the 28th of February, it's March 5th when I'm doing this, or 6th, Sesame wasn't even out. And yet now we're doing podcasts and having discussions with it. This stuff is going to happen. You can't stop it. So just think a little bit bigger and say, what is it that I really want to do with people? How do I want to help people? How can I mentor people and leverage all of this exciting technology that's coming out? I'm scared of it because it's happening so quickly, but I'm not afraid of all of the possibilities and the benefits that are now available to us. So if you want to find out more about this, join trainingsites.io/join. I talk about this every day. I do videos every day just because it's really cool. And I think there's some neat stuff that can happen here for us from a business perspective and from a personal perspective. So when you're getting your emails in the morning, you get your social media feeds, yes, create content, tons of good content, continue to do it, and use AI as much as you can to create that content as quickly as possible. And at the same time, think about, how can I use this to be able to mentor people in the application and implementation of all of the content that I put together? Tools like Sesame, AI Studio from Google with the multimodal inputs, live streaming. This is all going to make us a lot more effective in what we do and give us all sorts of opportunities on how we can earn money and generate revenues to start building, growing education business. So I hope you enjoyed this little thing. I got ranting a little bit. Wait for the camera to come on. There we go. My name is James, trainingsites.io. Like and subscribe to the channel. Back later today with another great video. Take care.